Welcome to the best ultra-wide gaming workstation setup for $1,300. The last setup we did was a $1,000 triple monitor setup, which you can check out by clicking the card on screen now. Check out dealhunter.tech for the best tech deals updated daily by yours truly. I make sure each product has good reviews, and I check the price history to make sure it really is a good deal, link down below. And for those of you that use Twitter, I also tweet each new deal with the account at dealhuntertech. As usual, we're assuming you've already covered a PC desk and chair. PCs vary significantly from person to person, and a lot of people already have a desk or a chair, and it just makes for a simpler video if we just focus on the peripherals. But for those that are wondering, the desk we use is the Uprise electric desk, the chair is the DX Racer Formula Series, and any type of computer will work. Keep in mind this is just what we chose for $1,300 based off of what was available at the time and what we already had in the office. I'll link every product down below, but everyone has different personal tastes and preferences, so if you disagree or would change something out, that's perfectly fine. And without any further ado, let's begin. Being an ultra-wide setup, the first product we picked out was the Ultrawide Monitor. This is a 34-inch IPS 3440 by 1440p display from LG and comes in at around $675. To save a little bit of money, we didn't go for a curved display, but that's not too big of a deal. The ultrawide form factor is still great for gaming and productivity, and not to mention looks just badass in general. This specific model is also VESA compatible, allowing us to mount it on a stand and free up some desk space. The stand we use to mount that monitor is a pretty basic single monitor mount from Vivo, with the attractive price tag of $28. It may be cheap, but it's built out of solid metal and absolutely gets the job done, and even though the LG monitor is incredibly heavy for a monitor, as long as you tighten all the bolts on the stand, it doesn't sag and it works like a charm. For the headphones, we went with the Beyerdynamic DT770 Pros for around $170. Long-term subscribers will recognize these, being one of the first products I ever reviewed on the channel, and long story short, 3 years later they are still a phenomenal pair of headphones for the price. They sound amazing, and those velour ear cups are crazy comfortable. We spent a lot on the audio because if you're using this setup professionally, it's important to have good video and audio to make the best finished product. The keyboard there is the customized Rosewell RK9000, which comes in at $90. This is a very bare bones mechanical keyboard for an affordable price, and with a little bit of spray paint and time, you can make it look a lot better. That price isn't including the custom keycaps I also bought to put on there, but just buying the keyboard will give you some freedom to customize if you're so inclined. You can also choose what switches you want. We have the MX Blue version, which are nice and tactile and clicky. The mouse is the Corsair Saber RGB. I'm normally a fan of wireless mice for productivity, but since this setup can be used for gaming also, we included this option at $50. It's got great gaming performance, a very accurate sensor, is comfortable to hold, and has that RGB functionality. The lighting areas may not be that big, but even small accent lighting can make a big contribution to the overall theme of a setup. That keyboard and mouse are on top of the $30 Corsair MM200 extended mousepad. This is actually the older version. The newer one has been updated with better quality materials and a slightly newer design. I'm all about extended mousepads, not just because they're practical and have all that room, but also because it kind of adds to the look of the setup being basically just as wide as the monitor itself. The speakers we chose are the M-Audio AV32s at $100. I've been using the AV40s, and I just recently bought the AV32s for Byron to use when editing, and they have performed very well, especially considering both their small size and the relatively cheap price point. The mic there is the Blue Yeti, coming in at $113. There's not too much explanation needed here. I'm sure you've all heard of the Blue Yeti, and it's really the go-to option with a $100 budget. It sounds great and has some physical buttons for adjusting settings on the go, just a good mic overall. The Yeti is on top of a pretty standard mic mount. I'm not sure which brand this one is, but the one I'll link below costs $25 from Pyle. These stands can go up to hundreds of dollars, but for basic use, there's really no reason to spend that much money when you can get plenty of functionality for a lot less. And the final product is the LED strip along the back of the desk. It comes in at just $21 and it performs like a champ. Seriously, I couldn't recommend these enough. I bought like 7 of them at this point. They're extremely bright, they're controlled with a separate remote, and they're very easy to apply. That's it for this video. Let us know what budget or type of setup you want to see next. Thank you for watching, subscribe to see more content, and as always, stay classy.